Hello, Frozies! McFrozen Nuggets here, and I am doing my very first Cars diecast review of a hauler. Yes, this is actually my first ever Cars hauler, being that of the Cars 3 Mack hauler. Man, I say hauler a lot. Alright. But yeah, never had a hauler before. Never. Never had one at all. And I thought, being that it's obviously for Lightning McQueen, I thought getting Mack would be the perfect way to start my hauler collection. I do plan on potentially getting the Walmart hauler to simply have, because obviously it's the Walmart hauler, because the line overall is exclusively at Walmart stores. And I just think it would be cool just to have one. Yeah, first off, we'll take a look at the packaging first. So here is the packaging. Notice that this is actually very different packaging from the singles of Raul Sarul and Max Schnell, who I actually reviewed the over the last couple days, or last couple times rather, because this is more so the 2018-2019 packaging, as it has the Desert Blur in the background and the Cars logo in the top right corner, kind of slanted like the Cars 3 logo from 2017. And I see, as all of you know by now, from 2018 onward, even if you're in the US, we all get international packaging, like multiple languages. Definitely really like this background. And move this in a little closer. It says vehicle not included. If my camera will focus. There we go. And then here is the back. Basically that picture enlarged. And I have no idea why they put a Cars 1 Lightning McQueen on this, when this is clearly the Cars 3 hauler. It would have made a lot more sense if they put the Cars 3 McQueen on the back instead of the Cars 1. But whatever. It is what it is. Not really gonna complain about it too much. Yeah. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, you open this from the bottom and just simply take out the little sort of keys to take them out of the packaging. So, yeah. So again, this is basically my very first hauler that I've ever gotten. I would have gotten the classic hauler from the regular Cars 1 Mack hauler, but I didn't really have the money or time. But obviously when Cars 3 came out, I was like, okay, I gotta get at least one hauler from Cars 3. But I see now 2 years later, almost 3 years later, I decided to finally pull the trigger and get this guy, Cars 3 Mack. And I actually got him at Walmart for about $15. I know at one point they were actually $20 or $19.99. But I actually got this one for $14.99. I think they're actually $14.99 now. Which, in my opinion, that's definitely not a bad deal at all. Not a bad deal at all. And this one's actually different from the original release from 2017. I don't have the 2017 release, but I do have the Cars 3 Mack Semi, though, that I actually did review back in 2017, which I will link in the description below. First, let's basically separate them. Now, obviously, I know that a lot of haulers back in the day are pretty tight in there, bound in there tightly. But after doing it a couple times with Mack here, I was actually able to loosen it up. Like, see? Once you take it out and put it back in a few times, it does loosen him up a little bit. But I see it's got a nice little happy expression. Here's the Rusty's logo on his hat. 95 on the side. Sorry, I'm trying to reposition because got a little... I don't even want to talk about it. Little pain in my hip. I'm trying to power through, so bear with me on that. But anyway, it's got the 95 bolt flame on his side, which obviously matches McQueen very well. And obviously he's got these sort of hitch on the back to connect him to the trailer. It's got the mud flaps with Rusty's logo. It says Rusty's 3. And keep that in mind because it actually kind of comes into play with the license plate. Or at least this version of the Mack hauler. So now here is the Cars 3 Mack Semi that I got 2 years ago. So obviously some of the biggest difference is in the expression. He has a different mouth expression, and also the outline. He actually has a black outline around his eyes, whereas that was not on the older Cars 3 Mack haulers and semis. That was added later on. And also the Mack logo right there, which is not only his name, but it's also the model truck. Here it's black, and on the actual hauler version, it's actually a dark gray. Kind of similar to the Jocko Flocko Mack hauler and semi, which I think is actually pretty hard to get nowadays. But anyway, actually also too, something else I noticed is that here where the lights are, they're actually painted in yellow, whereas here they're just simply left silver, which is interesting. Oh, and something else too that I actually noticed. The Rusty's logo on the mud flaps on the semi, on the deluxe semi, are actually quite a bit different. They're actually darker than on here, where they're actually brighter. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And obviously this one you cannot connect the hauler to, but this one you obviously can. But yeah, other than that, they're pretty much the same. So yeah, now let's get on to the actual trailer. Now, RC actually said in his review of this guy for the 12 Days of Christmas back in 2017 that this is his favorite hauler just simply because of the decals. And I'd say this is actually my favorite hauler too. Because again, I really like the decals, but I also really like the decals on the semi. So obviously first off, you got the Lightning McQueen text right there. There's his main sponsor, the Piston Cub, 95. The bull with the flames and the ghost flames in the background. Obviously matching McQueen's design perfectly. He's got his little pose right there. Definitely really like that. Got the Rusty's logo right there, nice and big. He's got the red lightning shooting off of him. Kind of similar to the white lightning strikes shooting off him in the first, on the hauler in the first movie, which I feel like this is kind of a callback to, which I definitely really like. This little rectangle right here is supposed to be a window. Actually, the Rusty's logo right here is kind of transparent. You can kind of see behind it. The other side is the exact same, just simply reversed. You can see the 95 under his left headlight a little bit better compared to this side. And here's the back with his little parking pose. Lightning McQueen, 95, and the bolt. Basically how it would look coming out of the trailer. And like I said, the license plate on this one is supposed to be Rusty's 4, but I actually kind of got an error because it did not have that when I first got it in the store. So I can kind of pretend that it still says Rusty's 3 on here, but it actually doesn't. Obviously, on the normal diecast that you would get, it would say Rusty's 4, which is a little weird. It's illegal, apparently, to have a different license plate for the hauler and the semi. And it just says Rusty's bumper ornament on the roof. And the base, if you're interested. Just because. And actually, here's the base of this one. And this is a China release compared to the diecast nowadays, which are mainly Thailand. And unlike a lot of the Piston Cup haulers, including the Walmart hauler, it does not open from the side. It actually opens from the back, as it was shown on the back of the box. And you basically flip this down. It's basically got like a little air pump or air compressor. And you actually flip this little stand down just simply for like a little display. I definitely really like the texture on the floor here, right here. Got a nice little texture right there. Now, as you drive McQueen up, actually, I'm gonna sort of demonstrate how smooth it is. Now, this isn't how he drives up in the movies, but just simply do it for demonstration purposes. When you drive him up, you don't really have to lift him off the ground or anything like that. It's definitely very nice and smooth. Definitely really like that. Actually, just simply for laughs and giggles, let's drive up the intro Rusty's Lightning McQueen from the beginning of Cars 3. Does anyone think they should... Who else agrees with me that they should release the intro Rusty's Mack from the beginning of Cars 3? To go with this one. I really think they should. Because then we could kind of have a full lineage of Mack, plus the Danica Cruise Hall at the end of the movie. Anyway, you drive him up like this, if he'll stay. Push him in. This is kind of how I do it. Push him in, and then close the door, and then connect him to the hauler. And then Mack can drive off McQueen to his next race. And obviously when you're done, or when he comes back to Radiator Springs, take him out, flip down the ramp, and there we go. Now personally, whenever I basically drive him up, I kind of do it like this. Where you keep the ramp kind of like this, and just drive him up like that. So it's very, very realistic as to how it is in the movie. Like, I'll do it like this. Like that. And then you just simply... Oh, McQueen, stay in there, please. Bam. Just simply close the door on him. And whenever I try and take him out, just simply pull it out slightly. And then make sure you grab the door, and then bam. And then just simply roll him back out. McQueen, try and get close to the camera. But anyway, that's pretty much it for my review of the Cars 3 Mack hauler. Just simply throwing the intro Rusty McQueen for laughs and giggles. So yeah, again, first ever hauler. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Just glad to have a hauler now. As usual, social media links on the description below. A link to my review of Danica Cruise with the tool car, where I actually show off Mack with McQueen, Luigi, and Guido. And drop a like on this if you enjoy this, and I'll actually be doing a very special video for the end of the year. This is actually going to be my second last video of 2019. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, this is pretty much it for my review of the Cars 3 Mack hauler. Please Mattel release the intro Rusty's McQueen, or not McQueen, Mack hauler from the beginning of Cars 3. So I can have him go along with this McQueen. So yeah, as usual, love all your folks to death, and of course don't forget to keep it rigid.
Real gone.